Morning, guys. Mark Fresh Protect Dog Training with Big Boy. It's 7 o'clock in the morning here. Cold out here today. It said it was going to get cooler down. It's about 69 yesterday, and so in other words, this morning is a lot nippier. Nope. Good boy, good. I want to do this morning is a little bit more of the healing stuff. Get him. So I got to take this stuff out of here because he'll keep trying to jump on it and do it because he's used to pattern and routine like we talked about. Come on. Hey, you. Good boy, good. There you go. Good. So I'm going to take this out of here. I always put it back real quick. All right. Yeah, good boy. Good. Yes. Good. Keep working on my time level for my return. Yes. Yes. Good. Crochet. Good. Pas bouger. Now, when you do this, a lot of times people don't realize that we have a lot of body language that's cues. When I go to heel off, I always heel off my left foot first. That's going to be a leg swing that's going to get the dog used to heeling. When I say stay, pas bouger, I say stay and I walk away to the right. You notice that little pivot? It's a little bit to the right, excuse me, my left, which is this way. See the spin? Okay, that allows me to put body pressure, spatial pressure, excuse me, right into the dog. So right away I can lean into him. I can put, spatial pressure into the dog in regards to that, right? So always heel off with the left foot first. And you don't see that much in a lot of other sports. They don't accent it, but I learned it from a lot of years ago. And it really does work. It basically tells the dog you want him heeling right when you step off the left. He's supposed to stay with the left leg. And it'll transition into that whole thing of backing up, going forward, the dog following and clocking your leg, right? There's a lot of little things. IGP has a different pivot that they teach people and how they pivot. And they accent staying with the dog as a team because you are a team in that regards. And I don't think I've ever really accented it that well. I'm always trying to be in, how do I say it? Challenge the dog, right? So I'm always trying to make sure that he's right to my leg and always being aware of what I'm doing when I'm working the animal. Yes. Yes. Good. Nope. Nope. I see. Yes. Good. I see. Good. Good. Nice little prance. I guess I got to keep that up long enough to really get a good structure on it. They actually got a little bit of pressure on the nose, and he's digging into the nose, digging into the nose. Yes. Yes. Good. Kusha. Good. Good. So right away, again, I'm spinning and I'm going to the right, see? And that allows me to use spatial pressure to push him back if I want to, and I've got a body profile that's frontal, that's more accenting of body pressure, right? Kusha. Good. Good. Notice I didn't break him into a sit. Downstay is one of the things I really like to make solid. Good, because you'll leave him on a downstay in front of buildings and all kinds of things that I do. Down is more of a stay than a sit stay. Though in competition, obviously, we want both, but he's going to be more comfortable doing a down. Nope, nope. Yes, good boy, good. And the steering the rudder. Now, notice how I'm doing that? Let's do that again so you see it. I'm going to bring him out, back and around, and then I'm going to go forward and watch my hand. right away, I can steer that rudder by seeing wherever the head goes, the body must follow. See how he's following that? Right? So if I flip it this way, he's going to have a tendency to move his rear end the other way. See? And that's what I want. So if he's kicked out like that off of me, I can kick him back in. He's too far forward, so I want him back, forward, and then there. Okay? But that's what I call steering the rudder, right? Just like the rudder on a boat. It's going to make the ass end swing which way you want it. Good. And I've got a couple hot dogs here, and I've got them locked with my thumb. And then it gives the dog the access to it. He wants it. And then when I want to let him have it, I just release that thumb, right? Good. So it looks like that. And then I keep it kind of arched. So it's got a little bit of a pocket right there. Okay, see it? And it's right underneath my thumb. You can't get to it, but I just gave him one piece. I had two pieces in my hand. There's the second piece, right? And you get good at it with a lot of practice, all right? Steering the boat, as I like to call it, the rudder on the boat. Right now I've got too many in my hands. So right away I know it, I'm going to have a tendency to drop. So I went and counted 3 pieces in my hand. That's all I've got. Good. There you go. Good. Yeah. Good boy. Good. Good. Now the progression of this is what I'm not good at. It takes practice. It takes want, like I said. Yes. I want just enough that I get 3 to 5 minutes of it. Just enough to show off and to ask for it when I want it, right? Yes. So if I said OPA right away, I want the dog to understand that means to put his head up, and then I can accent that little prance. Just enough to look good. I don't need to be out in the field because I don't compete. I'm not out there 20 minutes, 30 minutes trying to compete and make that whole one product. But boy, I tell you, the kids sure do like it. Yes. Yes. When you have that nice crisp heel. I just saw the some clips coming out with Chris Syke, his PSA trial, and boy, that dog it does look good, man. It's stellar, I'll tell you that much, but I don't know. Good. Nope. Just trying to get a hold of Chris lately, and he's not returning my messages, which tells me he's a busy man right now. I'm telling what he's up to, but I know he's out there doing something. Nope. Hey, with me. Come on. Hey, you. I dropped it on the ground. He saw it go to the ground, so obviously he wants to go after it. The double hop, where they jump up like that. So I'm going to, yes, we're already getting past it. I had it nice and, hey, no. Good. They don't forget, do they, huh? You don't forget. All right, let's pull our equipment out here. We're almost running low on hot dogs. I'm going to have to increase it to 3 hot dogs instead of 2. Yeah, but usually I do my little workout out here and I take him in and feed him right away. He's getting used to that pattern where he knows that he's going to get fed right afterwards, and I'm going into that little flow pattern that you see me doing with my pattern, right? Going to the ball play and that. So let's do some bowl work. Yep, come here, you. Hey. I love the fact how strong he is in nose. It tells you that he definitely could go towards nose work. All dogs have a nose, and they have a tendency to do what he's doing, but he's really strong with it. Wanting to go to the ground, and he saw one little piece of hot dog slide to the ground, and that's all it took. Good. Yep. Good boy. Good. So I need to start accenting dog's name first. Into. Nope. Come on. It'll be nice when I get him to the age that I feel comfortable putting the pinch collar on him, because I can start teaching him to keep his nose out of the ground when I tell him to. Good. Nope. Good. Good. Good boy. Notice I put him up in a nice sphinx down posture, and practice makes perfect. So doing this and getting him to stay there for longer is the key in that regards. He says, I'm a good looking boy. All right, guys. Good. And I did that on purpose. Come over and play with the camera. He's where he seems to set up the most because he's gotten used to watching me go mess with that camera and hearing me yak to you guys when I'm on the screen. Good. So we can set up some good behaviors here. Good. By clocking him enough times and he starts to get the attitude that I'm going to make him wait. A little pauses in between is what I'm accenting right now. Good. Okay. A little time level before something else happens. Good. I'll get that brain really set on patience and waiting in these little key spots, because stimulation, good, is going to be what we're dealing with when I take him out in public. The smells in the park. He's going to be putting his nose down in that grass. He's going to be all over the place. I can't take him out until he's 16 weeks old in those environments. I can carry him into good, clean environments like Home Depot and that kind of thing. Carry him into the stores. Keep him out of the flower beds. Good. Good. And nice little pauses. This will be a big benefit later on when we start having, like I said, adding stimulation, because his whole problem is going to be ramping up and threshold that he goes over. Good, because of the breed, because of who he is as an individual. Nope. Nope. He wanted to slouch. Nope. So I have to insist that he stays up in that position. The more you do it, good. Yep. Good boy, good. And then get him out of it. Make sure you end it on the spot that you want it on, right? Instead of letting him, yes, good. And then my pivot, there we go. So these are things, the pivot, the pause that I just talked about, these are the things you're going to add up later as he gets older that'll make him better at it because he's gotten so used to it. So quarter turns and pivot, good. And now I'm going to try to make sure I go the other way. Remember, balance, right? Nope. He's going to be weaker in this way because I've got a nice little rudder. Nope. Good. Big boy. Good. Okay. Big boy. Nope. Nope. Good. There you go. And now see if I had a pinch collar on him, I can tap him up for that. He's got to get to a correction mode on that as we go, but right now we don't want to do that. Good. Big boy. Yep. Good. Nice little pause. Nice big boy, and then a nice little pause, and then spring. So he starts learning to wait. It's all about the waiting game. Hey, come on. Good. My fault for dropping food. Look what happens to his mental attitude right away. Even though there's no food down there, it doesn't matter. It's instinct that you're fighting. So I have my answer that I've used for a long time, which is I put a pinch collar and I start tapping up and make it. Nope, and I can't do that with a harness. It's got nothing that he's going to register. And sure enough, there is a hot dog there, okay? Trust your dog, because I guarantee you, he knows more than you do when it comes to his nose telling him things, right? Good. I, years ago, had a buddy of mine that was on the sheriff's department. We were out working his dog, and he wanted me to take off and go hide. So I ran down, and we were in a park with a little river, little creek. And I ran down, and I just got creative, and I thought, hey, there's a tree, perfect. And I climbed up in the tree. And I sat there in the tree, and sure enough, he came, his dog was tracking him. His dog was telling him, I was reading the dog the whole time, body language and the whole thing. The dog knew I was in the tree. He didn't really go and stop and look up and give him a total indication, but I could tell with his hesitation, he was a little frustrated. He kept wanting to get his dog to go farther out, and I wasn't out. I was up in the tree. And so we got mad, we got done. He got a little irritated. Yep. But it also taught him a big lesson. Pay attention to your dog's body language. He was telling you the whole time I was there. You know, and so trust your dog is an old adage in dog training that when you get, especially when you get into canine or something like that, that you have to learn to really respect the fact that your dog has senses that you don't, and you need to really learn to trust the dog. Now, I've never been on the street with a canine, but I've been around the officers and dealing with dog behavior for so many years that I'm pretty savvy in that regards. Good. Good. Big boy. Yep, good boy. Nice little pause and a spring away, right? Trying to teach him to wait for that, what's coming next, and he's got to wait for it. And even though he anticipates it, which is basically the dog loading up, that's what we're dealing with. This is emotional states of mind in a high drive dog like this. Good. Big boy. Good. Nice little pause. Big boy. Good. Good boy. Good. Big boy. Yep. Good boy. Good. There you go. And I'll tie it into him anticipating that weight, the spring away, right? Big boy. Nope. Nope. Good. Good. There you go. Good. Good. Now I'm getting low on hot dogs. We're going to have to go up to 3 instead of 2. 2's my usual amount, but you were all over the ground, buddy. You were all over the ground. Yes, you are. Good. The idea is to teach him, you're on the bank of boo-boo. I've always got hot dogs. And then along with that corrections that we'll be doing, tapping him up from the ground, he'll learn the rules. He's not allowed to go to the ground, but I've always got hot dogs, right? I've always got the treat. Good boy. Good. Couche. Good. Good. Big boy. Yep. Ha 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 ha. All right, let's go. Let's go. Oh, good. 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 Yep. Good boy. All right, we're starting to get to the end of this. Mainly because I've already touched all the little points I wanted to. That nice little pause. Just spinks down. Good. And right away, pebbles in the bucket. I want to praise right here on the back end, right where I want to always, even though you may forget about that. Go back there and praise that. These are going to be things that build into his unconscious that are going to be what you need to keep him up and to teach him understanding that when you tap him on the other side, discomfort, what you want out of him, right? So these are the pebbles in the bucket. Nope. Good. Nope. Nope. Good. Let's drop it on the ground instead of... Good. That's my boy. Make it very pleasurable back there. Good. Good boy. So that when you do hit him with a negative, he'll understand it a lot faster. That's the idea. Positive and negative. It's everything in training. Good. And believe me, he's hearing all this, right? He's seeing, he's watching, he's paying attention. That's why they get tied into this. It becomes classical conditioning where he sees you go to your pouch, your hand goes here. Good. Now, if he was to slouch over right now, I could do the negative and kind of poke him over. We're getting to that stage. He's getting to that point where he understands it enough that I can start doing that. Good. Big boy. Yep. Nope. Right away, back to the ground. And he was right. Here it is right here. Okay? Dog has got a good nose. Come on. Nope. Come on. Yeah, we got to go through a whole time period of him getting tapped up with a pinch collar. Doesn't mean I need to knock his head off. I'm just going to make it discomfortable. I'm going to tap, 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 tap. It's going to get wear on him, and he's going to start learning that every time he does this with timing, goes to the ground, I'm going to start tapping. It's not going to be comfortable for him to do what he's doing right now, right? So we'll get there. I don't need to knock his head off. I just need to make sure that we have a positive and negative. No. He almost tried to get it. Here it is. That's a little sliver of one. Nope. Nope. See, when he starts learning this behavior, it's going to get harder and harder to break. Remember, they're very strong-willed, very drivey type dog that you definitely need to, if you're going to do things, yes, you need to set things up right. Nope. Good. There you go. Good boy. Good. That's my boy. All right, we're done. We're done. Take his head to another spot. Notice the sound. I set the sound up right before I did it. And this, yeah, good boy, good, yeah, good boy, good. And always up, right? Always up. I don't give it to him. I make him come to it. Just enough to keep think of it like playing with a fish. You feel that fish when it hits your line, right? Good. That's what you should be feeling. Same thing. Like I said, really light with like fingers so you actually can feel everything. Like a safe cracker, right? All right, lock it. Yes. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. And this one comes alive. Good. This is what he wants, the fight, right? Good boy. Good. And then, like that little accident he just had, instead of going, oh, and right away getting in there feeling sorry for the dog, take him into drive. Drive. Bring him out of it with drive. Out. Out. Yes. Good boy. Good. Yes. Good boy. Good. Yeah. Good boy. And then backing up, making him come to it. Good. Good. Out. Yes, good boy, good. Yes, good boy, good. Good boy. There you go. One more and we're done. And then we're going to be done and then back in the house, right? Good. Out. Out. Yes, good boy, good. Yes, good boy, good. Yes, good boy. Yes. Good boy, good. Good. Good boy. Good. All right, easy. Easy. Good. Easy. Good. Good. All right. Out. Out. Good. All right. Out. We're done. Good. You hungry? Hey, you. You done? Hey, you little shit. Good boy. Done? Good boy. Let's go in the house and eat. You hungry? You hungry? Huh? Good boy. Good. Notice how much is about where the dog's head floats, right? So he's floating to something that I can't really get him steady, get frustrated, and you get out of here is all you got to do. All right, guys. Mark Brush, Protect Dog Training, and Big Boy, hop, hop, hop. Come on, hop. Good boy. Good. That's my boy. All right, we're done. We're done. You want to go? Let's go eat. You hungry? Are you hungry? Let's go. Come on. We're hungry? Let's go. Good boy. Good. There you go. All right. Hitting them with those keywords. Talk to you later. Mark Brush, Protect Dog Training, and Big Boy.